Hey, Fred, hey! So, thank you for asking this question because it's a really good one. And hopefully, I can help because science is my superpower. Sorry, I'm a nerd. It's just what I do. Okay, so here's three things that I would suggest that you could do to get your kids more engaged in STEM. The first thing is listen to them. Does your children, do they ask questions? Because kids are naturally inquisitive, so they're always asking you something. How does this work? What is this? Why? Go with it, and then do the research with them. The things that you don't know the answers to, research it with them because it does a lot. One, it shows them that everybody doesn't know everything. That's very important, especially if you're a scientist, to understand that we don't know everything. And then two, it also helps reinforce research and proper research, good research. That's also important if you're going to be a scientist, right? So you're reinforcing that by showing them how to do it and moving through that process with them. So that's the first thing that I would say. Listen to them, move through the answers together, that whole process. And if you had to research it, do it together. The second thing that I would say that you could do to get your kids more engaged in the STEM process is to follow other creators just like me. And off the top of my head, I could think of a few other Black women scientists that work with kids or have some kind of kid content or school children friendly content. And I would say that would be Dr. Kalana Berry. She is in robotics, so she's the E and T, the engineering and technology in STEM. So I would say E more so. She's the engineer. Then there is Krita Scientist. She just gave a talk at Fisk University last weekend, I believe. And then there is Dr. Megan. Dr. Megan is an entomologist. So all the creepy crawly buggies that you don't like, she loves them things. And so I think kids will also be interested in seeing that too. So that's the top of my head. And I'll tag them as videos so you can have an easier time to find them because they're really cool people. And then the third thing that I would do is, this is a little plug for myself, but I mean, hey, why not, right? Try to get them involved in some kind of STEM literacy activities. And that includes reading, writing, moving through the process. And here's some examples. And all of these are going to be linked in my bio. You can buy any of these things from my shop, and I'll just start through it. So here is a Child's First Chapter book. It's called Know the Little Scientist. I wrote it a few years ago. It's got chocolate face on the cover because I didn't have these when I was a kid. And it's literally a child's first chapter book. It's just a quick read. They can go through the straight edge and move through the process. I think it's pretty cool. Kids seem to love it when I go to schools. And in the back, there's even a science experiment. It's a mini one, but you can do it with them. They can do it by themselves. It's pretty safe, but have fun with the whole family. It's also good if you have an early reader or someone who's struggling to read and needs more practice. They can move through the book and sound out the words and move through that. If you have a littler scientist who's not quite reading yet, there's a coloring book. Okay, so it's got some science figures in it, and then you can move through what these things are. If you have a little, like a wee scientist in training, I even have Noah's ABCs of science. So we move through the process of going through your ABCs. And so here is G, and G is for genes or genetics, right? And so here you have a picture of a family that share the same trait. So they can move through the process. They can get the letter, the big letter, the capital letter, and the small letter, lowercase letter. They can move through tracing those letters, tracing the word, coloring the photos, and they have an example of how to use the word gene in sentence. So then as you move forward, I've scaffolded these for the next grade level up. So here is an activity book. In an activity book, we have some of the same things, but you're learning how to fill in the blanks, how to spell and match words to definitions. Some more tracing is in there. You can color all the things that you see in the book. So we get scaffold as we get older. Sudoku, you want to get into some math, all right? So we have some Sudoku for the kids. Even more elevated will be some Sudoku and crossword puzzles, right? So we're trying to find some science words here. And then even more elevated, right? Scaffold to the next grade level, grade 6 through 8. You have a whole book of science words that you can use to find your crossword puzzles, okay? And then for the really avid crossword puzzle kid, you got volume 2. So all of these are linked in my bio. You can get those. So the third thing I want to say is get your little one, your future scientist, into some STEM literacy and understanding what science is, what that vocabulary looks like, the words, activities. Those are 3 things that I think would be pretty good starts to getting you and your kid engaged in the STEM pipeline, some science topics, and I hope that's helpful. Share, like, comment, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, if that was helpful or not, and share it with someone you think it could help. Okay? Thanks. Okay, bye.